John, it's the Bradford Bulls against the York City Knights at Odsall on Sunday, a team you're quite familiar with.
Yeah, really familiar. I mean, I've watched all 3 games of them this season, as well obviously we crossed swords with them last year, so very familiar, and they're looking really good. I mean, I thought they were outstanding with the spirit and the defensive application against Toronto. They won at Dewsbury, which takes some doing because it's a tight pitch, and it's not the easiest to play rugby on, and Dewsbury are a very competitive team. And then I went along to Bootham Crescent last Sunday, and I witnessed really a carnival of rugby league because they absolutely blew Barrow away, and 56-0 reflected the relative performances. So they're in good nick, and they've certainly adapted to the championship really well.
James Ford said in his pre-match comments that it's not just going to be a case of going down the middle. They'll like to play an expansive brand of rugby league football. How are you going to look to counteract
Well,
that?
they didn't go play expansive against Barrow. They scooted lots and lots and lots of out of dummy half, and their 3 quarters were exceptional, and Benny Cockayne on the back of them. They did go expansive once they got within 30-40 metres of the line, but coming out of their own end, they were very, very good indeed. I thought Ash Robson and Judah Massive and Matty Marsh and Benny Cockayne, I thought they were exceptional in generating speed, and once they got that speed, Barrow just couldn't live with them. So they were really good, and we've had a real good look at them, not just from that game though, but from the Dewsbury and Toronto game as well, because each one's shown a different aspect of positivity and a little negativity as well from the performances.
Does anything what happened last season, John, give a added feel to Sunday's game, or is that out the window and it's a clean slate?
No, I mean, last season we got promoted and York were champions, and that was last season. What we've got to do is look ahead, and there's 2 points at stake, and they're 2 very important points, and obviously we're playing the team that a third in the table because of that great victory against Barrow, which added to their points difference.
A not so great performance from the Bulls last week, John. Has there been a bit of self-reflection in the review this week leading into the game against York?
There's always reflection. I mean, that's part of the coaching process. I mean, what you do, you perform, you then review, you then practice with feedback, and then you preview, and then you play again. And hopefully that it's like a circle that goes around week in, week out. And hopefully we've done that very efficiently this week, and hopefully there'll be a better performance. I'm certainly expecting one, because I was really disappointed with what we showed up with at Sheffield.
One of the aspects of that performance was, of course, the discipline. Has that been something you've focused on this week? It's
certainly been mentioned, yeah. I mean, you can't really focus or practice when people speak out of turn, because they've spoken out of turn in the heat of the moment, but it's something that you hope that they learn from that, and they make sure they don't do that, because it does cost you with regard to sin binnings or sending offs, and then obviously there's a consequence of that in that there's a possibility of suspensions and missing games afterwards as well.
And one of those players who's likely to receive a lengthier ban, he's already got a 2-game ban for what happened at Swinton, is going to be James Green. Are the club going to contest the sending off, John?
Well, we'll certainly be chatting with the match review panel. You can't contest the sending off because it's been done, and we played for 30 minutes, a man down basically. But what we can contest, if necessary, is the grading or what they offered us as regard to the suspension, and so we'll be having a really close look at that, and we'll be having a chat with the match review panel.
In terms of the squad selection for this week, Dane Chisholm's back. I believe Rowan Milnes won't feature because he's got an injury.
He has, yeah, he's got a knee injury, as Rowan, and it flared up on the 4G. It's quite a firm surface, and it flared up on that, and that rules him out of this week. But obviously Dane, who missed last week because of the birth of his daughter, and congratulations to both Dane and the mum. He's back in contention, so it's a like for like. But there will be some other changes as well made, which will be based on performances.
Can you give us an indication roughly what's going on with Joe Keys?
Yeah, Joe's still having treatment for his back. He's having problems with his back. It continues to go into spasm, and it's whether it's his gait when he's running or whatever. But he's certainly missing once again, and he's certainly missing for longer than I expected it when this problem first occurred.
And in terms of the rehabilitation of Callum Bustin and Oliver Wilson and Ross Peltier, how's that all fitting in? Is there any ETA? Are any of them closer to potentially?
Yeah, Callum Bustin is very, very close indeed, but he needs a bit more conditioning because obviously he's a big lad. And when you pick up a leg injury, it does affect your running programme. So he'll need a bit more of that before he's back. But he's injury free. But it's his conditioning now that needs upping, so that when he returns, he can enter the fray, fully fit in every way. And obviously, Ollie Wilson, he had his pins removed, and Ollie will feature in the first under-19 game. So Ollie's back, and he's looked really good in training, to tell the truth. And there was a little part of us that were thinking, should we put him straight in? But we feel the best path for Ollie is to, ease him in with an under-19 game and then really have a look at how he performs in that.
And John, just going back to what you were saying about players potentially not playing this weekend due to performance, that's like a kick up the backside, obviously, with the bloated squad, so to speak. The Bulls having the biggest squad in the Championship.
Yeah, we've got a big squad, yeah, but it's not the most expensive. It's we can afford it, that is for certain. So, which is very salient at this moment in time in rugby league. But yeah, we've got competition for places. And what people will have to realise is, should they not perform, there's every likelihood that somebody else will have that shirt, and that may well be reflected this week.